Okay, I had a question about how to figure out the number of people that we're hiring and firing in a chase strategy aggregate plan or a hybrid strategy aggregate plan. It's not relevant, as you know, when we're doing a level plan because we don't hire or fire people. We produce the same amount every month. That's why it's called the level plan. So anyway, all right, this problem says the firm always plans to meet all demand. Okay, so right there kind of gives us a hint that we're talking about a chase strategy here or a hybrid strategy. We have 220 workers. This is this second problem, but this is problem 13.4. Firm currently has 220 workers. They're each capable of producing 1 unit a month, so that's pretty convenient from a mathematical standpoint. It costs some money to increase and decrease. Inventory holding costs. The firm currently has 40 units of inventory on hand. We'd like to have 40 units available at the end of each month. So inventory is never going to change. So if we're going to always meet demand, which was the very first thing it says here, and inventory is always going to be 40, which it says here, then we're going to have to follow a pure chase strategy. Okay. So we'll see what that looks like here in a minute. So let's figure out what this plan is going to look like, and then we'll do a little bit to figure out at least the hiring and firing costs associated with the plan. Okay, so I've taken the data. It was kind of annoying in the spreadsheet. It was horizontal. I made it vertical to look like it looks and everything else that we've done and everything else the book does. Let's see. So I got forecast, production, ending inventory, hiring and firing. So the ending inventory, I like to keep track. We're going into the planning period with 40 per the problem, so I like to put it kind of above the little matrix there. And we have workforce right now that's capable of producing 220. Let's just make a note of that because we have 220 workers and each one can produce one a month. So if we want to end the period with 40, then we need to make 220. Our workforce is exactly the right size, so that's good news. We don't need to hire or fire anybody, or not plan to hire and fire anybody in May. So now we roll into June. We start with 40. We want to end with 40. And let's see, we need to produce 200. Our workforce now is capable of producing 220. But we're only going to produce 200, so that means we need to reduce the workforce by 20 units of production. And since one worker can produce 1 unit per month, we need to get rid of 20 workers. Okay, lay them off, fire them, that kind of thing. Okay, not that I really recommend that we always do business this way, but that's what, this is an archetypal kind of situation here. All right, so now we roll into July. So we start the month with 40. We want to end with 40. Forecast says we can sell 200, and that's what we're capable of making right now. Just make a note of that since we got rid of 20 people. So 200. All right, we roll into the next month. Got 40, want to end with 40. Forecast says we can sell 200. That's exactly what size of the workforce we have right now, so we're good. Okay, now we roll into September, and looks like we can sell 230, and since we want to begin and end the month with 40 units of inventory, of course we need to make 230. All right, we're capable of making 200 right now, so we need to ramp our production up by 30. And again, if one worker can make 1 unit per month, then we need to hire 30 workers. If one worker could make 2 units a month, we need to hire 15 workers. If one unit could make 10 units a month, we'd have to hire 3 workers. If one worker could make half a unit per month, we'd need to hire 60 workers. Okay. So now we roll into October, and we want to begin and end the month with the same amount of inventory. So again, we need to make exactly what the forecast says we can sell. So we want to make 250. The previous month we were staffed up to make 230. So we need to staff up to make an additional 20 units. Again, if it's one worker per unit, that would be an additional 20 workers, right? Again, if it were one worker could make 2 units, we would be hiring 10 workers. All right, so we can figure out what the total number of people that we're going to hire and fire are. We want to figure out what the cost of the plan is going to be. Okay, and the problem said that it cost $2,000 to fire a worker, $1,000 to hire a worker. So you can just multiply that through. That would be $40,000 of firing costs and $50,000 of hiring costs for the plan. So, any other chase or hybrid plan, we've got to figure out, what the costs of hiring and firing, laying off are. We won't have these in problems that we do in our class, but, there can be other substantial costs to, changing levels of production. Sometimes it takes a lot to start up or shut down a machine or a production line, those kinds of things. So, you'd need to take those into account too. So if you have any other questions about this, please post to the discussion board or let me know.